Hey guys, one who said malicious here. Alright, this time I'm gonna be doing a video on deck building. I'm gonna be discussing different types of decks we can go with sabers right now. We're gonna be discussing like stuff like tour guide builds, rescue rabbit builds, all that stuff. So let's get to work. Alright, first of all, let's discuss the build that I'm using right now. This is the build I'm using right now to fight the meta. I try to do everything possible to cover all three biggest threats right now: Chaos Dragons, Rabbit decks, and Insectors. For Insectors, as you can see, I got Veiler, I got Torrential, I got Trap Stun. Search in case I got Mystical, Space Typhoon. In the side deck, I got DD Crow, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and more Trap Stun, and Chain Disappearance. For Chaos Dragon matchup, I got three Soul Takers, I got the Bottomless, I got the DD Crows, and I got the Creature Swaps. And for Rabbit, I got the Gossip matches, I got the Veilers, I got the Torrentials, the Bottomlesses, and the Trap Stuns. It covers all fields. I've been doing really good with this deck. Not afraid, not really, not. I'm really not. I don't regret making this decision of the deck. Some key things that you might notice right off the bat: Pot of Avarice. Yeah, this card right here. It's really boss. I either recommend you play 2 Duality, 1 Avarice, or 3 Duality. You really need to make sabers as consistent as possible. And 3 Duality is really good right now. I'm not afraid of playing 3 Duality. But I'm playing a Pot of Avarice because I'm going into late game a lot, and it really helps me going into a God's Push, draining out their hand, which honestly is really good against all 3 decks right now: Chaos Dragons, Nectars, and Rabbits. And basically, it makes me go into early fall trolls and all that stuff, and then I can recover them. A really good play I do with Avarice is use multiple Dark Souls in the turn. Do not return the Dark Souls, because otherwise you're not going to be able to activate their effects. But you can return the Fall Trolls, then draw 2 cards, and then in the end phase, search the Fall Trolls, and you can basically get a +4, +5 from Pot of Avarice. Really good card right now. I really recommend everybody play it at least one. Well, you can only play one, so whatever. As I told you, I played Soul Taker because of Chaos Dragons. I don't play Solemn Warnings. The reason I don't play Solemn Warnings is because I ram a lot into Ember's Blade. I'm a really aggressive player, and I always find myself chipping away my life points with these guys. And they're really worth it. I mean, I really chip away. I'm actually not even afraid of going into chipping away life points, getting some X-Sabers on the field, then going Godam's Eco, chipping away again, getting more X-Sabers on the field, and really setting up my field really great, but at the cost of life points. So that's basically why I don't run Solemn Warning, because otherwise it would not let me go into what I want. I mean, Solemn Warning is a really great card. I'm not afraid of you guys using them if that's your playstyle, but my playstyle just doesn't fit it. I don't use Solemn Warning at all. You can also notice 3 Godam's Eco. Well, basically, I use 3 Godam's Eco because honestly, it's really amazing, this format. Field presence is key in this deck, and putting 2 sabers on the field is honestly not as easy as before. You have a lot of destruction going on, Insectors going on, a lot of destruction, a lot of torrential. Field presence is really not that easy anymore, and you need a way to get field presence in the field fast as possible, and that's why Godam's Eco, I play 3 of them. They've never been stuck in my hand, and honestly, I've drawn 2 to 3 copies in the first hand, and you know what, they just sit there till I need them, and eventually they get used. I use all 3 of them. Sometimes I even go like, I wish I could have a 4th Godam's Eco right now, and I don't have it. I don't play Call the Haunted because there's just too much MST going on, and I really want them permanently. I don't want them I don't want to risk getting MST or something like that in the end phase, where usually I play this card on my opponent's end phase so that I can then blow up the next turn. I really don't want to risk that. So I mean, it's good. I mean, Call the Hunter is good because, you can plus off an MST You can make the MSDs. You can plus up the MSDs with Call of the Haunted, but then you require Dark Soul in the graveyard. I like God on Sequel. I mean, I use it when I need to. I don't set God on Sequel on my turn. I set it after I make a push. I then set God on Sequel and I use it in the opponent's end phase, or I use it in chain to an MSD. I'm really careful with my Gotham Sea calls. I don't make them go to waste. I always make sure they're used. And whenever a Gotham Sea call gets MSD'd and I can't use it, I really get pissed off. It's a really good card in my deck. I really depend on it. And as you can see, my deck is built towards that. I use Emerald Blade a lot. I really abuse this card. I sometimes even more than Dark Soul. And another reason I play Gotham Sea Call at 3 is because it makes me plus off multiple times off Dark Soul. It's not multiple times off one card, but out of each and every one copy, like one of each. Instead of plussing only once, I can plus 2 times off 2 different copies, one for each. And like in the old days, when basically in the old days you could run 2 to 1 Gotham Sea Call because you could plus off the same Dark Soul multiple times. But now you can only plus one time, once for each copy. So you really need to find a way to plus multiple times, and that's where Gotham Sea Call also comes in. I play 3 MSD main because there's a lot of continuous trap card threats right now. Stuff like Royal Decree, Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fissure, Skill Drain. They need to be removed instantly. They can really ruin your game in a matter of seconds, and you need that response in your hand as soon as possible. I always save my MSDs in the hand. I rarely set them unless I know that my opponent is like trying to bluff something or something. I only set MSDs for a bluff, but most of the time, like 80% of the time, I keep it in my hand. So just in case they have a Skill Drain or they have a Macrocosmos, I have like an immediate response right there. As you can see, I don't play Fulham Knight. I don't play Fulham Knight because right now he's not that good. Fulham Knight was really good in the plant format due to Dandelion. I've always said it, and I always will. And right now, the only good situation you can get a Fulham Knight is against Chaos Dragons with their Ricos. And honestly, I don't have a problem right now with Rico. I just force it and that's it. In any case, I can just failure it. If he's just that big of a threat, but I just force it. Sometimes I even summon Dark Soul and go into Rico, and then he's gonna be like, oh fuck, I can't pop it, and he can just mill 3. Rico is really doesn't scare me that much right now, and basically I'm just gonna run Erebellum. Erebellum in Chaos Dragons is just as good as Fallen Knight. It's sometimes even better. And I'm really not afraid of using Erebellum at all. I love Erebellum. Erebellum just, it drains so much removal. People waste Solemn Warning on this card. They waste Effect Veiler on this card. They waste Torrential Tribute on this card. Bottomless hurts a little bit, but, that's why I run 2. Also, Erebellum is pretty safe from Bottomless when Emerald Blade is destroyed, and I search him with Emerald Blade due to the damage step. So I really love Emerald Blade. Erebellum and Emerald Blade as well. Yeah. Erebellum is just so good. It's rank 3. Level 3. Lets me go into Gothams after I pitch a card from the hand, and then I pitch even more cards from the hand with Gothams. Really, really good card. I really recommend you. I'm actually thinking on playing a 3rd one, but I don't know what to get out. I was thinking about a Bogart, but I was like, no. I like Bogart too much. Maybe the Gorse, but the Gorse has saved me so many times. I really don't know. Sorry about that. Maybe I'm just gonna stick with the 2 Erebellums. If I ever need 3, then the moment shall arise. But right now I'm just playing 2. Alright, so I think that covers my deck. Well, I didn't explain the side deck. Side deck, yeah, like I told you, God Smash for Dino Rabbit, Channel Prisoner Mirror for Dark Gold Insectors, DD Crow for Chaos Dragons and Insectors, Snowman Eater for Dino Rabbit, Creature Swap for Chaos Dragons, Trap Stun for Insectors, Chaos Dragon, and Anti-Meta, Chain Disappearance for Insectors and Dino Rabbit. And basically, the extra deck, I got Catastor, Brio, Barkion, Beast, Scrap, Stardust, Sosa, Gothams, Tydian Lace, an Acid Golem, Utopia Ray, Strike Bouncer, really good card right now. When you have those used up fall trolls that are not doing anything, you can just in the main phase 2 go into Bouncer and leave it there so that your opponent has few things to respond. And of course, the last card is Snow Peak Giant. Let me do a click him here so you can see him better. Alright, Snow Peak Giant is a card that's coming up it's coming up in Return of the Duelist, most probably. It's one of the Earth supports monsters that's coming up. And he's a rank 3 monster that requires 2 level Earth monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one XY2 material from this card and target one set card in your opponent's fun trap card zone. It cannot be activated while this card is face on the field. Kind of like the card that's called Xing Cheng Hu, something like that. That disables set cards. Well, basically it's practically the same thing. It's really good to shut down the enemy Gores. I actually found that to be, but that's actually not the best thing this card can do. Actually, the real magic behind this card is while it has an XYZ material, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it doesn't have to be defense position or anything, just by battle, you can target one Earth monster in your graveyard, any Earth monster in your graveyard, and special summon it in face up defense position. Amazing! I mean, you can basically, this is like Fulham Knight on steroids, with 1800 attack. This is what we always wanted. I mean, if only Tour Guide was Earth, I mean, Sabers would be so broken right now, because you can go Tour Guide into Sangan, make this guy attack and get a Dark Sword from your graveyard and then just sit on there. Or you got an Ember's Blade and keep ramming and all that stuff. Well, yeah, Snow Peak Giant, amazing card right now. We'll be looking for it in the upcoming Return of the Duelist. If it ever comes in any booster packs, I will trade for it like immediately. I expect this card to be around 10 to 15 bucks, 25 at most. But amazing card, amazing card right now, and I really recommend it. The person that recommended this card to me was Chronolos, a really good friend of mine now recently in DN and in Pojo. And yeah, he actually told me about this card and he's been using it and with amazing results. I started using it as well, and I really don't regret making the decision. Amazing card. I swapped I had Invoker instead of this card, and I took out Invoker, and I put this guy in. An amazing card. So I really recommend it. Let's go into other strategies, other decks. What are the ways you can take X-Sabers? Well, there's actually the Tour Guide build. Let's discuss the Tour Guide build. Wait a minute. Alright, so what's up with the Tour Guide build? Well, basically, thanks to Invoker now, and that appeared in Order of Chaos, we have Tour Guide is like a semi version of Rescue Cat. I can explain why. I actually used this deck a lot back in the day. I was one of the first persons to actually use this build. I was always like commenting it on Pojo, like, "Oh, use Tour Guide, use Tour Guide." And some people didn't believe me, but then they tried it themselves, and actually it became quite popular. So Tour Guide is like a little rescue cat now, and basically, oh, wow, 24 bucks, really dropped. This was expensive as hell. Thanks to the battle pack. So a Tour Guide build will be like I used to use a Tour Guide build that didn't run Ember's Blade. I didn't run Ember's Blade, and I think I didn't run a Gorse, and I had something like this. And basically I ran, in the extra deck, I ran 2 to 3 Invokers. I ran 2 to 3 of this guy. And basically it's looked a little bit like this. I also had a target, an extra target for, which actually reminds me, I ran Pot of Avarice also. Let's take a Soul Taker. And then the Soul Takers, I would run it in the side, and I would run I would run 2 enemy controller, 2 econ. Pretty good with Tour Guide, amazing synergy with Dark Soul as well, and basically it's a really good card overall. I mean, but basically the deck worked like you summon Tour Guide, you went to Sangan, go out an Invoker. Invoker got either Galahad or Bogart, and if you had Fall Troll and a Tuner in the graveyard, then you would go and blow up from there. To get a Tuner quickly in the graveyard, my build actually ran Foolish Burial. Oh, wait, I ran Foolish. Yeah, Foolish Burial. I ran a Foolish Burial alongside with Pot of Avarice, and I basically used Foolish Burial. I put a Pashul or a Arabellum or a Fulham Knight in the graveyard, and then I went Tour Guide, Sangan, Invoker, Galahad, Fall Troll, or Fall Troll, get Arabellum, Arabellum or Pashul, and sink from there. I ran 3 Gothams. It was really good in getting 2 X-Sabers in the field as well, and the Veilers were there to help. Back in the day, I ran 2 Veiler, not 3. But yeah, basically that was it. That's like a Tour Guide build would look like. Everything but minus, 2 Veilers and Tour Guide. Around like a 20 to 22 monsters around there. Always have 4 targets for Invoker, 3 Bogars and a Galahad. The 3 Tour Guides, the Sangan. I run 3 Fall Troll. Always have run 3 Fall Troll. Sometimes I ran 2, but ever since this year I've started playing Sabers again. I've ran 3 Fall Troll always, 3 Bogarts always, 2 Bashuls and 2 Realms. Yeah. All right. Let's discuss another interesting archetype, another interesting X-Saber build that's really good is Rabbit build. Yeah, you can actually run Rescue Rabbit in here. And a Rabbit build uses the following. Let's see if yeah, it uses 3 Anno Piranha. Now, I mean, personally, I think the Rabbit build is a little trickier to do. I mean, you only have so much options, but you can do something. I mean, if you want to do a Rabbit build, you can do something along the lines of, Warrior Rabbit build, like Noble Knight Artorias. You can run 3. I would run 3 Noble Knight Artorias and 3 Anno Piranha. They're warriors, so you can do it. You can go into like Blade Armor Ninja or something like that. Blade Armor Ninja. Like, you go into like this guy. It helps go into this guy. The tricky thing about this is you only have 3 targets. You only have 1 actual viable target for Rescue Rabbit to do the push, the Fall Troll push, which is Anno Piranha. Unless we get another vanilla X-Saber, I don't see Rescue Rabbit builds being that effective. In the meantime, you can try something along this, Artorias and Anno Piranha, and I don't think you need to run Tour Guide. I mean, it's not as important. I mean, maybe you could run Tour Guide, but then you wouldn't run Bogart. You run one Galahad. You run Emberslade as well. You have very limited space. I would run Pot of Avarice definitely. No Foolish Burial. Pot of Duality as well. MST, Dark Hole, all that stuff. But yeah, Rabbit build. I mean, I'm meh on it. But yeah, it's neat because you can try stuff like Blade Armor Ninja and the upcoming Warrior X-Seeds are coming in, like a Heroic Champion Excalibur and all that stuff. Rabbit build, well, basically, just wish for the best. Rabbit, go into. Make sure you search your fall trolls with Dark Soul. Set up your hand, and then just go Rabbit. Anno Piranha. Go Fall Troll. Get Airbellum or get Butchul, and take it away from there. And then. I mean, another thing you could do is like go Rabbit and go and use level 3 normal monsters as well. You could use level 3 or level 4, and like you could use 3 Anno Piranha and then 3 level 3 monsters, and then go into Invoker and summon the third Anno Piranha and take it away from there, or stuff like that. But yeah, basically Rabbit build's a little bit iffy. Let's try another build that actually I'm really excited about. It's taking Sabers to the anti-meta level. A lot of people are gonna like this one. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. It's just that I'm concentrated right now to play competitively, but it's called Beast Sabers. Horn. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Beast Sabers is another interesting build that it's really good. It's a more anti-meta version of Sabers, and that we use cards. Now this one like really capitalizes on Airbellum. Like it really capitalizes on Airbellum. It capitalizes on Bogart being Beast Warrior. You can also use stuff like Guard Strike. Guard Strike. You can use like 2 or 3 Dart Strike as well. He's like some kind of like Cyber Dragon for us. I actually used to do this guy like back in the past, but yeah, a Horn build is really good as well. If you can go, you really want to go full blown anti-meta, you can go stuff like Saber Hole, and you have a Psalm Warning for free. Since you're gonna have an X-Saber with Horn of Phantom Beasts, you're not always gonna have an X-Saber on the field. Then why not go with Saber Hole? Like, stuff like Saber Hole. I would run like 2 to 3 Saber Holes. I actually was a big fan of Saber Hole back in the day in the True Nade format. I ran 2 to 3 Saber Hole and 2 Solemn Warning. And bottomless, I had massive fate back in the day in the True Nade format in 2011, 2010, 2011, and basically, but yeah, a Horn build would look something like, we would use stuff like Guard Strike, Bogart, definitely 3 Bogarts. I would use 3 Airbellums. Would use like 1 or 2 Pushul, 3 Dark Soul definitely. Amherst Blade, I would still use them. Will basically look like something like that. Let me take out Tour Guide. Yeah, the monster lineup will look something like I would use maybe I would use 2 Hammer's Blade Air. Yeah. You wouldn't need these, so. And then you can go like Saber Hole. Well, it would look something like this. And just play it very anti-meta. You can actually go even -1 here, 3 here, and very anti-meta. Just playing with the air bellum, plussing off air bellum, plussing off guarded strike, and bogart with the horn of phantom beast, and just take it away from there. Other stuff you can do, you can actually play giant rat instead of Ember's Blade. You play giant rat. Since giant rat is beast, you can actually, he's also a really good target for horn of phantom beast, and he can search any saber, practically almost any saber, except you can search for Dark Soul and all that stuff. So, or another giant rat. So basically, yeah, he's good. You can do giant rat, 2 to 3 giant rats, and just take it away from there. But really good card, honestly. This build is really cool. It looks cool. The thing is, it's just you need to see. It really depends on the meta. I can see this build really good on a True Nade format. True Nade format, amazing. Like in March 2011, September 2010. Yeah, March 2011. Like this would have been balls. And yeah, it's like really good. So if you want to do something like this along the lines, yeah, you can try that. Alright, well, I hope this video has helped giving you some insight on different saber builds you can do now. Watch out for any of these builds in the upcoming formats. I'm sure that this one in particular is going to be seen a lot if they ever ban Heavy Storm or something like that, or they make it a slower format. Then I will be keeping my eyes on something like this in the upcoming formats. Really good, really good. And nothing. I hope this has helped you a lot, and see you guys in the next video.